Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games and part 4 of my Gloomspite Gitz Age of Sigmar army build. And in this video, I'll be showing you the army that's all painted. Well, almost. There's one model I haven't finished. And here it is, the army's all painted to a tabletop ready standard, and I really wanted this to be fun, colourful, and building in with that cartoon quirky look of the Gloomspite Gitz. And so there's a few different units here, so I thought in this video we could just have a close-up look at each one, and I'll just talk through the process I used to paint them. Let's have a look at the two loon bosses. So I've got a regular loon boss and a loon boss on Giant Cave Squig. Let's do the giant cave squig first. So here he is. This is a great looking model. I really love this one. And I've just used Flesh Tearers Red, the contrast paint for this, and given it one coat. So I've kept this pretty simple to get it tabletop ready in time for when I film the rule series for Age of Sigmar. And so on most of these models, it's just single coats of contrast paint. And then I've gone over the metal with a metallic paint, a wash, and then a dry brush. So I've kept it super simple. The ones you'll see right at the end, the Troggoths, I went into a bit more detail with though. But I was really happy with how they turned out. And for tabletop ready, I think with the contrast paints, it's really nice, quick and easy. And you can get some pretty decent results here. Here's the regular loon boss. I'll probably do a bit more weathering on his metal armour at a later date. And I've also got to go over all the mushrooms and just do little white dots. But again, just to get ready for the series, I'm happy with the stage I got to with these. Let's have a look at Zarbag's Gitz next. This is a great little set. I really like this one. So varied. Here's Zarbag himself. And just contrast paints again. Single coats. Nice and simple. I went with Black Templar contrast for all the robes, and then I used the speed paint by Army Painter, the Orc Green, and I wanted to go for a bright, vibrant skin. I've got to do their eyes though, I've got to go back and do that. But again, tabletop ready, this is great to get them up and ready for battle. And then for all the little wisps and the smoke, I used the Athematic Blue contrast. Same metal work, I went with just the metal, then a shade, then a highlight. And with the bases, I really liked how the bases came out with this army. Just used a variety of different flocks. And I put those flocks over some Vallejo paste. So yeah, really quick and easy to do. I like how the contrast paints came out on the Squigs. Here's the two that feature with Zarbag's Gitz. But when you see the other Squig Herds, I think I prefer the colours I went with. This is a bit pale, so here, yeah. But you get a Netta in with Zarbag Gitz as well. So a really nice variety. And you're also going to get 3 shooters as well. So this is a great little group to have, but I'm considering using Zarbag and some of the other characters more as proxies for some of the more like wizard figures you can buy. Now we've got the Sneaky Snufflers. I love the name of this unit, so cool. And these are like going out, sniffing out the different mushrooms, and they've got some abilities that probably won't fit in with the different units I've got in this army. So they'll certainly come in handy later on when I add some more, maybe some shooters or something like that to it. But for now, I don't think they fit in quite well, but they look great, and I'm just happy to have them as part of the army. Now we're on to the Squig Herds, and there's 2. One's in pink, one's in blue, and so here's the pink one, and this is with Volupus Pink contrast paints, one of my favourite colours. It comes out really well. And with this first herd, I've gone for these 2 Squig Herders. One's got the prod from the back, and one's got the mushroom leading them on, trying to tempt them into battle, which won't be too hard for these characters, I don't think. And so they're the Squig Herds. And then we've got the Squig up close. Again, with the mushrooms, I'm going to go over and do little white dots on these. And I think that'll really transform it a little bit. It looked really good. But I was really happy with this came out. You can see this guy's got an eye, and it's quite big, so I painted the pupil in. And again, just contrast paints all over on the teeth and the gums. I used some Gilliman flesh on the gums, but with a little snail and all these little features really make it quirky. And then with these bases, I put a little bit extra of the static grass, so it's a bit more hairy in the grass department. Now we've got some blue squigs, and with these I've gone for like a musical theme with the Squig Herders, and that bag needs some white dots as well. So I love the bagpipes, it's so funny. And then you've got the symbols on the left. So yeah, little white dots on there, we'll finish that off. And some eyes for the little guys too. That'll be a real nice touch. So yeah, I mean, it's good to get them ready to play with, and then you can always go back at a later date, so you don't have to finish them completely. But this guy's great, I love this one. getting it to focus there, but he's got a serious set of teeth. They're huge, but I love how the blue came out. This is a really nice colour, another one of my favourites. It's called Contrast Acalian Green, but you get this beautiful blue colour, so I really like this one. Then we're on to the Boingot Bounders, and here we've got the red ones, so I've done red and orange, and here's the first 5 in red, and I went with these rather than the Squig Hoppers, because I just like the look of their war scrolls better, so I think they'll be really fun to play. Again, that athematic blue for the wispy smoke, and here's a up close, let's have a look, a little focus here. This one's just one coat. I went for Blood Angels red with these. They weren't as rich as the main loom boss on Giant Cave Squig, so it's just going to differentiate the colours in the different units. So I think that's a fun way to do it, and the little mushrooms underneath are a really nice touch throughout the whole army. Here's my second unit of 5. These are in orange, and this is Contrast Griffhound Orange. Again, just single coats, nice and easy. And then I did the same with the metalwork on all of these. So yeah, really quick to get them done, actually. I mean, this whole challenge was meant to be a couple of hours each day, nice and chilled out over 30 days. Ended up doing it mostly over just a few days, like 3 days, really going for it. The last day was Friday, so I did a push and just painted for like 14-15 hours to get them finished. I was determined to get them at least tabletop ready on the 30th day. Now, the only one I didn't paint was Molog, and I'm going to do a how to paint video for Molog. We've got to look at the Troggoths in a minute. They're my favourite, and I spent a bit more time on them. But with Molog, I'll do a how to paint video real soon, and that was requested by Neil, one of my Patreons, so I'll make sure I do that. And then we've got these 3 characters that come with him. I'll just focus it in. Let's get that focus, that's better. Right, now I've got these 3 characters, just single coats again. I've got to do the eyes on the little flying squig there, but otherwise these are ready to go too. And so I painted those up, so just Molog is the only one I didn't do, and I've also got to work on that terrain. So I'm going to keep going and make sure he's finished and that terrain's done as well, and you'll see that in the series. Now on to my favourite, and here's the Rockgut Troggoths, and there's 3 altogether, and I thought I'd spend a bit more time on these and try out the more traditional style of painting. That's something I haven't done here on the channel. I've always used the contrast paint, so I thought I'd give it a go. I was really happy with how it came out. I really enjoyed the process too. It's really fun. I've done a mix here though. His body is done in the traditional way, and then his like axe and the woodwork and the little git that he's holding up, they're all done with just contrast paints in single coats. But here I did different shades. I did a base paint shade and then lots of different dry brushing layers, and then on the skin I painted it up in 3 different tones. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. It was great fun, and I think having the big model to do it on was certainly easier than doing it on the smaller models. And so I think with a bit of practice I could really get into this, and then with the new airbrush that I've got, and I'm going to be learning how to use that, I think it's going to be fun to do some different videos, some different painting ones that I normally do, but still trying to keep it nice and simple and easy to follow process if you're watching. But this one was my favourite. I think this came out better. I think this was the last one I did, so I'd practiced on the other 2 and got to this point. And so yeah, I got the hang of it by then. So yeah, really happy with that technique, and I'll certainly be using that again. Really happy to have another Age of Sigmar army tabletop ready to go into battle, and they'll be taking on the Cruel Boys in the How to Play series, and I'll also feature some other warbands as well, so you're going to see loads of Slaves to Darkness as well as some of the other factions featuring in that series coming really soon. I'll also make sure I get Molog painted so you can see how to do that, and then I'm going to do the terrain that I want to use in the series as well. So that's all going to happen this week. Thanks so much for following along with the Gloomspite Gitz army build. It wasn't as in-depth as I thought it was going to be this series, but we got there in the end. I was determined to make sure I had a tabletop ready army finished by day 30, and I did that at least, but I did fail on getting it all done and the terrain too. But there's plenty of time, and I'll be getting on with that this week. But thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.